Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. This is Sayyid Hunain Raza and today we are doing the presentation of business communication and we are representing the country Iran. So intercultural communication as it pertains to Iran involves understanding and effectively interacting with individuals from diverse backgrounds and both within the country and outside the country of Iran. And Iran is a nation with a very rich cultural heritage influenced by the Persian and Islamic values. So if we talk about the business side of Iran, that why intercultural communication is important in business side. So Iran's economy involves interaction with international partners, including cultural variation, and cultural variation can help them in negotiation and can help them also in building the trust and promote the long-term business relationships. So if we talk about the education side of intercultural communication in Iran, that with a growing number of international students and a collaboration, Iranian educational institution can take the benefit from intercultural communication by creating inclusive environment that respect diverse perspective and learning styles. So if you talk about the diplomacy, so Iran has a very great intercultural communication that helps them for resolving conflicts, building respects, and promote international cooperations.
Now let's see Iran's history. Iran has a history dating back thousands of years ago, as Persian Empire was one of the two great superpowers of its time, with a modern infrastructure, law, and vast territory. Even people of Iran, even today, they idealize Darius the Great, Cyrus, and it reflects their culture even today. So, if we talk about literature, the Persian language has always been the language of poets. Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, Hafiz, and Firdausi are the example. And science and technology, Ibn Sina has done a lot in the field of medicines, and then Khwarizmi, Umar Khayyam, and many others. They are all from the region of Iran. Now let's see Iran in terms of Islamic traditions, hierarchical structures. After the 7th century, the conquest of Islam, Iran has always been under the rule of Muslims. And as we all know, the tragedy of Karbala, which affected these regions so much that every year millions of people come here to pay tribute to these descendants of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. There is a famous shrine of Imam Raza also in Iran. Another, the point is socio-political environment that shapes the communication norms of Iran. Iran has a theocratic republic system. Theocracy is when a religious figure rules the state. And as we all know that before 1979, there was a Pahlavi dynasty which ruled the Iran. It was a modern centralized country with acquiring, like they were a little bit westernized culture. But after the 70s of Iran and Ayatollah Khomeini ruled over the throne of Muhammad Reza Shah Pahlavi. And then even till today there is the government of Khomeini. Just because of this, Iran doesn't have a good communication with Western countries. They are sanctioned by UN and many others, so you can't trade there. So further about Iran, Barkat Ali will tell you.
Time chronomics refers to how culture perceive and use time, which significantly influence communication. Or we can say that time chronomics refers to how people manage and add value about their time in communication. In Iran, time is very flexible in social settings, but it is very structured in their business settings. Let's talk about their business meetings. If an Iranian businessman has a meeting at 9:30, then all of the business members will try to reach on the time. In contrast, on the other hand, if there is a social setting or social program, just like dinners or lunch, or we could say birthday plans or anything like informal platforms for communication, people will try to reach. People will not try to reach on the time because they think that these events are for the enjoyment, not for the following the strict rules of punctuality or something like that. And then cultural and religious influence on time is very deep in Iran. They are very conscious about it. They follow the strict rules for their 5-time prayers or cultural events that happens in Iran. Say suppose if there is a meeting on in Iran on the time of namaz, Zuhar or Asr, they can skip that meeting and firstly they will pray and then they will resume it. Number second, space proxemics. It refers to the how close they are, how close people when they are communicating to each other. In Iran, there are two types of we could say proximity. Number one, limited personal space and same gender interaction. When it comes to same gender, they have a very close type of communication. They don't have enough distance. Even if there are two men or same gender people are communicating to each other, they can walk side by side, or even they can hold their hands. And when it comes to the opposite or mixed genders, they have very least close proximity, and they have significant distance while communication. In physical terms, they nod their head or put their hand on their heart by showing their respect for another person. Next one is food. In Iran, food is very common, or we could say it plays a crucial role for their communicating to each other. Iran follows the Islamic rules of dietary, and in Iran, pork and alcohol is completely restricted. Number two, tea and traditional meals. Tea, while in informal meetings or formal meeting, is very common. And number three, alcohol prohibited. Alcohol is totally prohibited in whole Iranian state. Thank you.
So if we talk about the dressing system in Iran, dress is shaped by Islamic principle, cultural tradition and legal requirements. First of all, if we see the modesty required law of Iran, that Iranian law always mandates modest dress, that women must have to wear the hijab and headscarves, while men should avoid the shorts and half sleeve shirts in public places. If we go on the formal attire, in professional settings, men typically wear suits or dress pants, while on the other hand, women always wear the conservative business attire, including long coat, chadar, and headscarves as well. So last but not the least, the regional variations, so that different regions have their own dressing style. We can take an example of Kurdish. The people of Kurdish, the women of Kurdish always wear the colorful dresses that are different from the Persian tradition and Azeris as well. So we have to go to the manners. So in Iran, manners are deeply rooted in cultural and Islamic traditions. So how they greet with each other. Handshakes are common in formal meetings, while close friends and family always exchange hugs and cheek kisses, but with the same gender, men with men, women with women. And public contact between unrelated men and women is avoided due to cultural and religious norms. And the people of Iran always respect their elders. They say Agha to men and Khanam to women. So to conclude this, that intercultural communication is very important in a country, because it include business environment, include education and trading as well. So we'll end our presentation with a Farsi poetry that Darin Khak, Darin Shifa Pak, Bajis Meher, Bajis Ishq, Bajis Tukhum Nakiram. In this earth, in this pure farm, let us sow nothing without the seeds of kindness and love. Thank you so much, everyone.